These are the top 10 real ghost hunting tools that can be found on Amazon, eBay, and in paranormal specialty stores. Now, some of these tools have been known to pick up ghosts, while others simply help make the unseen world just a little bit more visible. Let's take a look at the top 10 real ghost hunting tools and how they're used. Number 10. The ghost hunting flashlight. Flashlights are great because they let you see in the dark. But when you're ghost hunting, there is a good chance you're going to want to shine your light on something that might not like you shining your light on it. What if it's an orb? Some flashlights even offer UV light so you can scan the area for fluorescent residue. These lights are cheap and they can be found at most hardware stores. But which ones do the best job? One investigator said she was using a simple flashlight while exploring an old home with a realtor. Suddenly, her light shone directly on a face peering out from behind a suit of armor. She turned the light off and on again, but the face remained. Eventually, she shined the light under the armor and saw that the face belonged to a life-sized doll. While this may not have been a real ghost, she definitely got a scare out of it. Number 9. The motion sensor. Motion sensors are great because they can detect movement in the dark without you having to be around to witness it. They're also useful for confirming whether or not you're alone in a room. A team of paranormal investigators were conducting an experiment in a haunted house. They sent one team member into a room alone and then listened intently as he spoke through a hidden microphone. Then suddenly, the temperature dropped dramatically as they heard a crash and the unmistakable sound of footsteps running down the hall. Before any of them could move, the door burst open and the team member ran out screaming that he had just seen a ghost. An investigator later reviewed the footage from the motion sensor outside the door and discovered that the door had indeed opened on its own. Number 8. The spirit box. Spirit boxers work by rapidly scanning radio frequencies, making it impossible for spirits to fully manifest their voices. Instead, they're able to communicate in fragmented sentences or words that can still send chills down your spine. In 2017, the Ghost City Explorers investigated the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, made famous by Stephen King's novel, The Shining. As the team walked through the hotel's halls, they asked questions of any potential spirits lingering nearby. And as they moved through the rooms, they received responses via the spirit box, including messages like, "Get away! Find him!" and down. As they continued to question the spirits, they learned that one of the guests was having an affair, while another spirit claimed to be a maid who had been fired due to her age. It is safe to say that this historic hotel has a lot of spirits that might not rest easy. Number 7. The dowsing rods. Dowsing rods are often used in conjunction with other tools like EMF meters. When asked a yes or no question, the rods are held over the subject, and if the spirit is present, the rods will cross or knock over small objects in their path. Back in 2013, a woman and her friends were exploring an abandoned psychiatric hospital when they decided to try out the dowsing rods. She thought it would be a fun way to spend the afternoon until one of the rods suddenly flew out of her friend's hands and hit her in the back of the head. Startled, they dropped the rods and ran away. Later, recounting the story, the woman admitted that she didn't believe in ghosts, but she was now seriously considering it. Number 6. The full spectrum camera. Full spectrum cameras are special cameras capable of seeing beyond the range of human vision. With the added ability to capture things like infrared rays, they're ideal for detecting heat signatures, orbs, and other anomalies that might indicate a ghost. During an investigation in Scotland, a team pointed the camera toward a doorway where they had witnessed unexplained movement. Upon reviewing the footage, they noticed a translucent figure standing in the doorway. When they looked closer, they noticed that it bore a striking resemblance to the owner of the house, who had passed away several years earlier. Intrepid investigators have also captured similar images of people who had passed away in their own homes. In fact, many have claimed that it was only after taking these pictures that they began noticing other strange phenomena. Number 5. The digital recorder. Digital recorders are one of the most popular tools among paranormal investigators, allowing them to capture sounds both seen and heard. Audio recordings can later be analyzed for sudden drops in temperature, whispers, footsteps, shaking, and other noises that indicate the presence of a spirit. In 2011, a man named Brian decided to spend the night in an allegedly haunted house. He set up his recorder near his bed and went about his evening playing video games and watching movies. That night, however, he was awoken by a loud bang. He listened intently and heard footsteps dragging metal moans. When he reviewed the recording the next day, he was shocked to hear the unmistakable sound of heavy footsteps right outside his bedroom door. Number 4. The REM pod. REM stands for Rapid Eye Movement, the stage of sleep in which dreams occur most frequently. REM pods are used to monitor for sudden changes in electromagnetic fields, which are believed to be caused by residual energy left behind by spirits. That's why they're often placed under beds and along doorways. The team behind the YouTube channel Ghost Adventures have used the REM pod on numerous occasions to great effect. In one particularly terrifying investigation, the team was exploring an allegedly haunted mental hospital. As they stood in the middle of an empty hallway, the REM pod began to spin wildly. Seconds later, they heard the distinct sound of footsteps running down the hall toward them. They turned and ran in the opposite direction with the device in tow. Whatever spirit they had encountered wasn't fast enough to catch them, though. They were safe. Number 3. The infrared thermometer. Infrared thermometers can measure temperature from a distance, making them useful when trying to detect sudden temperature changes. This is important because a drop in temperature is often associated with the manifestation of a spirit. It's also good to have on hand when investigating crypts, mausoleums, and other areas where the temperature tends to stay warmer than usual. In one case, a family was visiting a mausoleum when they noticed a sudden chill in the air. Using their infrared thermometer, they measured the temperature inside the mausoleum and found it to be significantly lower than the air. Temperature outside. Now, they don't know whether to attribute it to a ghost or something else, but it definitely made for a creepy experience. Number 2, the SLS camera. SLS stands for Spirit Locating Scanner, although many skeptics claim that it actually stands for Stupid Light and Scanner. Regardless of what it stands for, it is a device that emits a white light and a magnetic field to reveal the presence of spirits. While skeptics claim it doesn't do much more than pick up dust particles, believers swear by its effectiveness. In one case, a paranormal investigator snapped a photo of a room using the SLS camera and noticed a pair of eyes staring back at him. His team returned to that room later and repeated the process, capturing the same image. They also experienced a sudden drop in temperature and smelled a musky odor, leading them to believe that whatever spirit was there was doing its best to reveal itself. And number 1, the EMF meter. EMF stands for electromagnetic field, and these meters are capable of detecting fluctuating electromagnetic fields, something spirits are rumored to manipulate. They can be used to identify portals, doorways into other dimensions, and are often paired with other tools like dowsing rods. One paranormal investigator claims that while walking through a haunted house, she heard a disembodied voice calling her name. Turning to face the source of the voice, she noticed that her EMF meter had begun to glow brightly. Reaching out, she touched it and was shocked to feel an electrical current surge through her arm. She believes that the ghosts wanted her to know that she was being watched. Check it out, those are the top 10 real ghost hunting tools you can snag on Amazon, eBay, or at your favorite paranormal specialty stores. And guess what? You can find the link in the description below, so dive in and explore. Do you have your own ghost hunting tools? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've ever experienced anything paranormal, I'd love to hear that too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!